Danny Bullock has us all set, and we are underway from Nashville, Tennessee. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Here we go. Going to the air right away, Lawrence. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
One thing we often talk about is setting the tone in a game. How about this? They came after him on play one and put him on the turf and forced an incompletion.
Something for him to think about immediately right off the bat.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're going to back off either. I think that they had success on the first play. Typically, when a defense does that, they've announced to you that this is what they plan to do throughout the game.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw into the hands of Kirk. Finding room at midfield. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence with a hook up to Marvin Jones. And the Jaguars will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point up and good from Santoso. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's got room. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. It's a big run there by Henry. 45 yards on the ground. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw pulled in by Woods. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Henry is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Tannehill. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Titans respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Extra point up and good by Bill. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's...
And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked up by Elijah Molden. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit. And that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
After the interception, here's Tannehill. He gets this one to Burks. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Willis now off play action.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
And the tough thing is when he goes back and reviews the film, he'll see that he already escaped the pocket. He could have gotten more himself by using his legs, and that might have been the better choice there instead of challenging the zone. A miscalculation on his part, and he pays for it with the interception.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Second down and a run by Robinson.
Room here to run. Touchdown, Jaguars.
James Robinson, 70 yards. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Extra point up and good from Santoso.
And that makes the score 14-7.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. On first down, Willis. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So not a good start for this rookie quarterback, already trailing in this first half, and that's going to make things worse.
Well, back in my day, this was not unexpected out of rookie quarterbacks. That's why a lot of coaches didn't want to play them. But coming out of college now, they throw it all the time. This is a little bit unexpected, the way that he's playing here.
Extra point up and good from Santoso.
And it's now 21-7. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down.
Willis looking to throw on first down. That's caught. Nick Westbrook-Akine with it.
And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff to Henry. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down.
He's got a man. Complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. They give him a gain of 38.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. And that might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4.
53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Here's Tannehill. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Let's go.
They'll give Henry another shot. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Derrick Henry with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Titans have cut it back within a score. Bullock good on the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And ultimately he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Caleb Farley.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, in a tight game like this, that could be an incredibly important pick-6, CD. And remember, it cancels out the one that the opposition had earlier in this ball game.
You're right about that, partner, because each side came up with plays to swing the momentum their way. Still plenty of time left for either team to come through with a win, though. Can someone else make a similar play and win it for their club?
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram.
Finding space at the 40.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
Now Lawrence. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down.
That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Straight ahead, ETN.
They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. So touchdowns on their first 2 drives, but looking like that won't be the case here.
Yeah, it looks like someone put their dukes up a little bit, doesn't it? Maybe decided to finally make a stand because those first 2 drives, they got run over. Now, finally, got their feet under them, got a little bit of balance. They're getting off the field.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here.
Tannehill on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead.
He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And this throw will be intercepted.
Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jags are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Foyesade Aluakin.
And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on first down.
Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Lawrence heads off, and Ryan Santoso, the field goal unit, on now for the Jacksonville field goal try.
And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And we will remain tied here in this third quarter. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
That pass taken in by Burks.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch, and guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did, because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Robinson on a give right side. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 95 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They begin with Henry. And a healthy gain of 8 here. They double their workspace out to the 16. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Again, it's Henry. Trucks over him. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. To throw is Tannehill. Right side complete. That's Woods. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The line of scrimmage, the 28 now, as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Major said all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
On 2nd down, ETN once more. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Movement there on the offensive line. A little quick and a 5-yard penalty. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. Here's Lawrence. Screenplay. Here's ETN. And he is going to lose yardage here.
It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Up and good for Santoso, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Now Tannehill. And brought in downfield by Burks. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down.
Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles, and that time a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though the ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game. A nice ball there against multiple defenders, and they advance it downfield.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And the Jags take over in terrific field position.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine.
On 3rd down, here's Etienne.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to swell the lead to 6. And he missed it. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game. Maybe an important 4th quarter miss as this stays a 3-point game.
Yeah, now overtime is very much in the equation here. Just what you mentioned, a 3-point game. They get a drive, put it through the posts. We could have some free football.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13.
Toss left side for Etienne.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Up and good for Santoso, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. This offense returning out there, and really you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. Willis to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Willis. And that is incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing Willis. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off. And the Jaguars have just about sewn up this football game. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Etienne on the toss right. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. It doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And they'll go again with Etienne. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, this is one of those games where if you win it, it feels extra special. But to lose a close one like this, Charles, remember where they didn't score any points in the second half. That has to sting a bit more.
Absolutely, and I really think that they're going to spend so much time pouring over this game film, trying to figure out where their calls went wrong, how they didn't execute on certain plays. They were so close. Yeah, this one's going to linger for a little while as they try and diagnose this loss.